Welcome to this short refresher video on the Leicester, Leicestershire and Rutland Care Record. I'm going to show you how to use the LLR Care Record. The information in this demo is from a test system and includes a small sample of data. You can expect to see more realistic data in your live system. The first time you access the Care Record, and then periodically every week, you'll see this disclaimer before you can continue. Now please pause this video and take a moment to read this important message. Once you've read the disclaimer, tick the box and click Continue. This is what the LLR Care Record looks like, and this is one of our test records. The Care Record doesn't store any data. It's a read-only system that retrieves a person's information directly from providers. Some data is pulled through right away, and other data may take approximately 24 hours, and all access is audited. What you see here is the summary screen. This is Jamie Snowden's Care Record, who is one of our test people. It's always good practice to check you're viewing the correct person's record. This banner shows Jamie's basic details such as name, date of birth, and address. You can click this arrow to show further contact details, such as phone numbers and email addresses. The banner will appear in blue, pink, or grey depending on whether the person is over 16, under 16 or deceased. We do advise for auditing purposes not to proceed if the person is deceased. You'll also see the person's registered GP practice within the banner. These colourful boxes are known as panels, and this is where most of the person's information sits. The red flags panel contains key information about the person, such as any alerts recorded. Let's now take a look at how a panel works, using this Documents panel as an example. Each panel has two filters. The left filter shows either the last 3 records, or records from the last 3 months. The right filter shows all records from the past 12 months. Clicking on either of the filters expands the panel. You can see here we have 2 test documents available within this panel. There's a discharge letter from LPT, and a drug administration chart from UHL. To view the contents of a document, click onto the name. Click on View Document to see the contents. To collapse the panel, click on the upwards arrow. All the panels work the same way and can be opened individually depending on the information you need to view. This is the navigation sidebar, where you can view the same panel information in a table format. You can select the panel name from the navigation sidebar or by clicking the panel title. Now let's take a look at these tabs. We're currently in the Summary tab, which shows the person's information organized into these panels. At the moment, this summary page does not contain any GP information. GP data is a separate dedicated tab where you can find the person's GP record. Let's now have a look. You can use these filters to see relevant GP information within a given date range, for example, any entries recorded at the GP practice, such as conditions, encounters, allergies, and medications. One important message to share with you is that when you're looking at some of the panels on the summary screen, such as the allergies or medications panel, you'll see an alert prompting you that there may be extra details not available in that panel, but can be accessed in the GP Data tab. So it's always worth taking a moment to also check this GP Data tab so you don't miss anything important. The navigation sidebar has a grey arrow that lets you hide it away. This feature works from any screen, so you can toggle it on or off whenever needed. As you can see, it displays the GP information more clearly. This Timeline tab can be very useful for some people. It gives a horizontal overview of the person's data, showing clusters of events over a defined time frame. All these items are clickable and lets you adjust the view by years, months, weeks, days, or hours. These icons along the timeline represents data. You can click on these icons to see further details. So here, it shows the person's medication data. In a future version of the Care Record, you'll see a new tab called Feed. The Feed tab displays a vertical overview of the person's data, with the most recent information at the top. You can also filter the information by data type or date range and view future events. This ribbon here is where you can view the person's virtual ward record. This is how it looks. The red number 1 badge on the ribbon indicates that there's one active virtual ward episode, and the details are shown in the purple banner. Each row within the episode represents a virtual ward entry. There's 3 entries within this episode. Clicking on a row will expand it to display the details. So here, there's vital signs and a questionnaire completed for this entry. You can click onto these to view further information. For example, clicking on questionnaire will expand to display the responses. Active virtual wards are shown on the left. You can also view details of any finished or closed virtual ward episodes. To return to the summary page, click on the home icon in the navigation sidebar. You can still use the navigation sidebar without having to expand it by clicking on these icons. Each icon, and its color, corresponds to those displayed on the summary screen panels. And finally, I'll run through this top banner. For services that access the LLR Care Record directly, and not through another system, you can launch another person's record from here using their NHS number. This icon displays the list of providers supplying information into the care record. This is the errors icon where any technical errors are recorded. At times, we'll send you updates to read, such as notifications about new data added to the care record or scheduled system downtime. Click this notification bell to view any unread messages. This example states the care record will be unavailable during the time specified. The next icon shows which data providers feed into each panel. Here's an example. The provider names are listed vertically down the left. The panel names are across the top. A tick or a cross indicates if information from that provider is displayed within that panel. Some data will be restricted to certain roles, such as clinical safety officers. Hovering over these icons will show you which role can view this information. This is the help icon. We've provided useful information in the LLR Care Record link here. You'll get access to our LLR Care Record webpage, which has a short animation, leaflets in various languages, posters, FAQs, and the opt-out leaflet. You'll be able to watch refresher training videos. Some services may also see a link here to raise a support request with their help desk. Just to note, if you notice any inaccuracies in the data itself, please liaise with the data provider. This is the disclaimer message. This is the settings icon where you can change your homepage. The homepage is the first screen that appears when viewing a person's care record. In my case, my homepage is defaulted to this summary screen. So, for example, if I use the GP data tab the most, I can choose to set that as my homepage. And finally, this icon is where you close this person's care record. Please take a look at the information below, and feel free to contact the LLR Care Record program team for any questions, suggestions, or feedback. Scan this QR code to visit our webpage. Thanks for watching.